Bill, there's an identity crisis unfolding within the Democratic Party as a third of their base now identifies as socialists. That's in a brand new survey. And card-carrying members of the DSA, like Wisconsin Governor candidate Francesca Hong, are now distancing themselves from their radical platform. Watch.
Is there anything in the DSA platform that you disagree with?
Yes.
Okay, what would that be?
Abolishing the Senate. I believe it's nonsensical and non-practical at this time.
Okay. Would you advocate for public ownership of America's largest corporations?
I think it depends really on the type of mega corporation. We know that here in Wisconsin, we'd like to bring more middle manufacturing. We can be selective and put working class people first when it comes to jobs and mega corporations.
Abolishing the Senate now sounds nonsensical. Let's bring in former Wisconsin Governor Scott Walker. He's the president of the Young America's Foundation. Governor, great to have you. It's been a minute since you've been in office, I think 5 or 6 years. But as far as I believe, Wisconsin is still a pretty purple state. So explain to me how Democrats are on the cusp of nominating a Democratic socialist as their nominee for governor.
Well, this is years of the Democratic voting base moving further and further to the left, and it's driven by young people. It's part of the reason why I'm doing the work I'm doing at Young America's Foundation, because we see on campuses like the University of Wisconsin-Madison, like UC Berkeley, like other places across the country, that there's radical indoctrination, Marxism, democratic socialism, you call it what you want, but it's these radical ideas that just a few years ago we thought would be wildly out of touch. These are the candidates now running and winning primaries, and this will be the first big one. We've seen them in blue congressional districts and blue cities, but this is a purple state. So for her to win, which I think she will, the nomination of her party shows just how far radically to the left things have gone.
It's not just about what she believes in. I think this election is about whether voters can trust her, because sometimes she says, she doesn't really acknowledge some of her past statements. So this is Francesca's past tweets about defunding the police. And you can see over and over again, she's all about it. But then this morning, she's talking to Dana Perino, and now she claims she doesn't want to defund the police. Watch.
I believe that people can evolve. We meet Trump voters from previous elections who now would like to vote for me, who have a sign in their yard.
So who needs to evolve, the voter or you?
The governor cannot defund the police, and I won't defund the police. We can't be tough on causes. We have to be tough on causes if we would like to be tough on crime. And as governor, I cannot defund the police, and I've reminded folks that I won't defund the police.
Why should voters, though, trust that she's evolved?
Well, she hasn't. Look, it's very careful wordsmithing. She has said repeatedly, I posted it, you've seen it up there, her call for defunding the police. Heck, last week when a law enforcement officer was involved, was being stabbed, a group of them, they were involved in an officer-related shooting. She went out in front of the mob, was baited into calling it an execution, even while the Democrat, who's currently the governor, said, hey, we need to calm down. There's an independent review. Let's wait and see. She was out calling it an execution. That's the exposure to who she really is. Her radical rhetoric will make this state unsafe. We see it in our largest, one of our largest metropolitan areas, the city of Madison right now. We're going to see it not only across the state of Wisconsin, but this sort of rhetoric is what you're going to get from Democratic socialists all across the country if they're successful in winning elections this fall. And people shouldn't believe it. It's a bold-faced lie.
I think if you're a Wisconsin factory worker, I think it's easy for any politician to tell you, we're going to bring you good paying jobs. It's harder, though, to tell what you're actually going to get when you elect them. Governor Walker, thank you very much for joining us. Great to see you.
Thank you.
Bill?
All right, thanks for watching. Check out my new podcast, Hanging Out with Me, Sean Hannity. The big interviews, the debates you won't get anywhere else. Like and subscribe for new episodes every Tuesday and Thursday.